We're back.
We're back. And
Hi, everybody.
Hi. How's it going? And we're back, and we are talking about something that you painted that I didn't see until just now.
Yeah, because I was going through a weird funk where I couldn't paint anything, and I had an art block. And so I belong to a group. They call it Drink and Draws. There's about 6 or 7 groups here in Seattle that do this. They're artists that get together, and they go to a beer hall or something like that, and they get together and they drink beer and draw pictures. And so the group that I belong to is called Black Sheep. And the woman who runs it is her name is Anastasia. So Anastasia texted me the other day, and she's like, hey, can you do something, put a piece of artwork or something on the I went, man, I don't know. And I haven't drawn anything in like 3-4 days. So I thought, why don't I paint in an old mug or a tankard? And I found this cool picture online. I changed it a little bit. But Ben, why don't you show it to him?
Yeah.
And it's an old wooden covered tankard.
Very D&D.
Yeah, very Dungeons and Dragons. And I painted that, and I thought it was really fun. I had a great time with it. It didn't take that long either. And it got me out of my funk, so now I can draw again.
And you have something similar to this, because when you pulled it out, I recognized...
Yes, I do. So I have a reproduction from The Wreck of the Mary Rose.
Here we go.
Yeah. So this is my old girlfriend bought me that like 25 years ago or something. And she was from England. And the Wreck of the Mary Rose is the Mary Rose was a ship that wrecked during the time, I think, of Henry VIII. Yeah, and they dug it up. When was it? In the 1950s or 60s? I can't remember.
I don't know. I didn't do any research on this because I didn't see this painting before today.
Yeah. So we're just coming up out of the blue.
We're just spitballing.
You'll have to do some research on the Wreck of the Mary Rose. But they dug up all sorts of. They pulled it out of the ocean because the sea there is very cold, and it preserved everything very well.
Like those mammoths and stuff in the ice.
Yes,
that get encased in ice.
Yeah. So they dug up a bunch of bows, a bunch of cookware, pots, and of course bones of people, and things like that. So there was a lot of common items, and I thought, it's interesting. Those things are what we base a lot of Dungeons and Dragons things on. So to understand the world and understand the fantasy world, it's based on a bunch of ancient things from the West.
So that kind of brings up an interesting thing here, which is that, like, what is like your go-to technique when you have artist block, right? I get writer's block all the time. The way I get out of it is that, like, it becomes Friday and I have to write my website article, and then I'm just like, well, I got to do this, or I just got to. So I have to sit down and make yourself do it, even if you're, like, not really feeling it. But, like, yeah, what's, like...
Artist block? Pay your bills.
Yeah. Pay your bills. That's mine too, right?
Pay your bills or die.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I better draw something.
But that kind of helps when you just draw anything, right?
Yeah, and also, it was interesting because, like I said, I didn't draw anything for the greater majority of the week. Actually, I drew a lot of stuff, but I threw it in the garbage. You're not going to see it. And when she said, oh, draw something, I thought, well, what am I going to do for the beer thing? And I looked up tankard, a wooden tankard. And I found about 6 or 7 things on the internet, pictures, and I picked one. And I changed it a little bit. And I made it a little different color, too, as well. Because the one on the internet was kind of more beat up. And I made this one nicer to look like it was new. So, that's kind of how I did it.
Yeah, very standard, like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, this is something you go into a tavern, you order a beer. Your dwarf, of course, he's required to drink beer, and so he goes and he's going to get something like this. Mm-hmm.
And I think we could do a magic item out of it or something, but I don't even think it needs it. I think it's.
Yeah, I think it stands on its own.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
It's kind of a cool little thing.
Mm-hmm. We hope you guys are going to have fun with this too.
Awesome. And
Cool.
then, and you recorded it. We'll show it up there, and then
Yeah.
maybe we'll do an art walkthrough of you talking about how to paint wood.
Sure, yeah, because it was really fun. It was really fun to paint. So we hope you guys like it. We'll do an art walk through it, and thank you for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.